Hi there. My name is Kimberly Steele, and I'm going to be singing some Orphic hymns for you today. I sing these every day, sometimes at night. Usually, I try to get them sung around 1 p.m. And I'm singing these as a form of musical prayer and entertainment. The ones I'm singing today are okay. Well, let me just explain what they are. The Orphic hymns are ancient Greek poems that have survived to the modern day, but whatever music they had, and I believe they probably had music, it has not survived with them. So that is why I have, as a composer, taken it upon myself to write new music for them. And the new music I've written for them amounts to about 17, 18 songs that are of 87 Orphic hymns altogether. So I obviously have a lot more hymns to write, but I've gotten a chunk of them written, I guess you could say, and even smaller chunk of them are available as free recordings, studio recordings, at my Kimberly Steele studio in Naperville, Illinois. The recordings can be found, the ones that I have done, at queeniemusic.bandcamp.com. And hopefully I'll be getting to record a few more of those at some point in the next few weeks. I just have been, pretty busy actually, so this is a good thing. And have not been able to get to them at this point. Now I am going to sing. Today is definitely okay. Today is Hermes Day, but I'm going to sing Poseidon first because he doesn't get sung a lot, and I would like to sing him. Poseidon is also Neptune, god of the sea. Got a tune. Could be worse. Okay, so this is the Orphic hymn to Neptune / Poseidon. Hear mighty Poseidon, ruler of the sea profound, whose liquid grasp begirds the solid ground, who at the bottom of the stormy main, dark and deep bosomed, holds thy watery rain. The awful hand that brazen trident bears, and the ocean's utmost bound thy way reveres. Thee I invoke, whose steeds the foam divide, from whose dark locks the briny waters glide, whose voice loud bounding through the roaring deep drives all its billows in a raging heap, when fiercely riding through the boiling sea, thy horse command the trembling waves obey. Earth-shaking dark-haired god, the liquid lanes, the third division of victory ordains. 'Tis thy Trojan dagger to survey. Well please the monsters of the ocean plain, confirm earth's spaces, and with prosperous gales, while ships alone swell the spacious sails. And gentle peace and fair health beside, and pour abundance in a blameless tide. Thank you. That was the Orphic hymn to Poseidon. All right, the Orphic hymn to Hermes is next. Hermes, draw near to my prayer, and kind angel of Jove, and by his son divine prefect of contest, ruler of mankind, with heart almighty and a prudent mind, celestial messenger, Mary's gill, whose powerful arts good, watchful Argus kill. With winged feet is thine through the air to cause, so friend of man and prophet of his cause, great life supporter to rejoice is thine, in arts gymnastic and in thought divine, with power into all language to explain, of care the loosener and the source of gain. Whose hand contains a blameless peace, the rod Corusian, blessed profitable God, various speech, whose aid and works we find, and in necessities to mortals kind, dire weapon on the tongue, which man revered, be present Hermes, and I supply it here, since my works conclude my one life with peace, give graceful speech and memories increase. Thank you. I appreciate it, Josh. Thanks. It's really good to know that you can hear me. Always never feel shy about letting me know if there's problems with the audio. Yes, I know I work with the audio and I'm supposed to be better at it, but it's still a learning curve for me. Yeah, it always will be, I think. All right, I'd like to sing the hymn to Cerealian Demeter. Cerealian queen of celebrated name, from whom both men and gods immortal came, who widely wandering once and oppressed with grief, in Louisiana's valley falls relief, discovering spare me name, thy daughter pure, in dread of furnace, dismal and obscure, a sacred youth, while through the world you stray, with Bacchus attending, leader of the way, the holy marriage of terrestrial Jove, relating while oppressed with grief you roam, come marching road, and to these rites inclined, thy mystic suppliant, bless with favoring mind. Yes, that is probably one of the few of the Orphic hymns I have fully memorized, knock on wood. Yeah, I feel that because it's a shorter one, I think that helps me. Definitely. And the shortness of it and the a lot of aspects of it help me. All right. This is the just put it away. Goofy. This is the Orphic hymn to Athena. Of Jove, blessed and fierce, who chosen caves to rove, o'er the pass, whose illustrious kind, magnanimous sons we find, animals are famed for rocky heights, and groves and shady mountains they delight. In times rejoicing, with glory star, and what the souls of mortals lost in the sky. Gymnastic virgin of terrific mind, Calcor and Spain, unmerited blessed kind, mother of arts, impetuous understood, rage to the wicked, wisdom to the good. Female and male, three hearts of war are thine, Atlantic bomb, much dragoness divine, or flagrant giants, from house to heart, the coasters driving with destruction die. Sprung from the head of Jove, a splendid being, virtue of evils, all victorious queen. Hear me, O goddess, when thee I pray, with supplicating voice both night and day. And in my latest hour, give peace and health, propitious times and necessary wealth, and ever present be thy poetry's aid. Oh, watch him, Lord, I'd spare him by may. Hello. Oh my gosh, Bob, good to see you. I am fine. And Josh was helping me make sure that my sound was coming out. So I do appreciate it. And I do appreciate all of you who watch this, regardless of whether you chime in or not, and regardless of whether you watch it now or later. I really am so grateful for you guys as an audience. I was telling, oh, good, thank you. I was saying that I had a friend over for lunch yesterday. It was nice because there's no restaurants open in Illinois that you can, well, there are, but they're the Rebels. And actually, I did visit a restaurant this weekend, one of the Rebel ones that's willing to stay open. And it was really super wonderful. My husband and I had dinner out for the first time in a long time at a Greek restaurant, and it was just lovely. It was so nice to just sit there and enjoy. But yeah, I made lunch for my friend, and it was good. We had a nice time here at the house and hanging out with the feral cats. Okay, so this is the Orphic Hymn to Gaia. Oh, great mother, gods and then the souls endued with fertile, all-destroying force. Oh, parent bounding, whose prolific powers produce a store of beauteous fruits and flowers. All various made the world's strongest, immortal, blessed, and crowned with every grace. From
and grateful should. Deep bosom blessed and pleased with grassy plains, sweet to the smell and with prolific rains. O the Redeemer, center of the world, around thy orb, thy beautiful stars are hurled. With rapid whirl, eternal and divine, whose frames with matchless skill and wisdom shine. Come, blessed goddess, listen to my prayer and make increase the fruits of thy constant care. With fertile seasons in thy train, draw near and with propitious mind thy pliant ear.
Thank you so much. That was the Orphic hymn to Gaia. And I'm just reading your messages now, Bob. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Restaurants open to dine. Oh gosh, lucky you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you know, yeah. I mean, I know that I found myself, and I'm ashamed of myself for it, wearing a mask even when I didn't need to out in the parking lot. I don't know why I even did it. I'm gonna definitely be more conscious of it. I mean, just I wore a mask because I was talking to my student's mom, and they're a it's a family where they're kind of on the fence, with masks and not masks, and just I was hoping to respect them, but then I realized that that doesn't really help them. So whatever, I need to think about it a little bit more, and I need to pray for me to be able to think better on the fly. I definitely have some sort of a Saturnian influence in my natal chart, which it makes me very slow. Oh, it's also my Taurus. I definitely have a very strong Taurus aspect. I have my moon in Taurus, and that makes me very slow and plodding sometimes, and it takes me a long time to arrive at decisions, and I'm very slow in the uptake. So pray for me to be able to access my Mercury a little bit better, so that way I can be quick with, when I need quick thinking, at least, even if I choose not to respond. Um, oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so glad that my music can help you to uh, to soothe any n- any rough edges that you might be having. I definitely use it for that purpose myself. I just I need to I know I seem pretty mellow, but it can this whole thing with the COVID apocalypse, because I'm a business owner and my business has been very severely impacted. It definitely can affect me sometimes. Like I definitely find myself having to do a lot of discursive meditation, Western style meditation, over the anger I feel at people who were former friends of mine. Friends, I've kept a few friends. I've kept, but there's friends that I grew up with that purposefully have avoided in my current life. Wow. You know what? Did your brother pass away in a hospital? Because I've heard it's very, very bad right now. I'm frightened that my parents, and that my loved ones, my parents had a neighbor who, an elderly friend of theirs, has lived there for a long time, and he passed away in the hospital alone. Uh, and I believe that they killed him. I believe that he just had a mild case of COVID. They blew it out of proportion. The hospital most likely killed him, and hospitals are getting away with literal murder right now. there's a there's a nurse. She's was, I think, military, well, and she served in, I think, may have been Iraq, may have been um something else, but she's also an author, and she's been a nurse all the way up into the, still is a nurse, but her name is Nurse Erin, and she has a book out called Undercover Epicenter. And I have not bought this book yet, but it is on my must read, must buy list, because she talks about how she worked in, I think, the biggest New York hospital. And I can't remember what the exact name of that hospital is. But it's one of the really big ones in New York. And she was basically talking about how, as a nurse, she effectively had a gag order when she worked there, and that she's a whistleblower. What she saw going on there alerted her to a lot of the grift that goes on behind the scenes, a lot of the people who are paid to not talk about trumped up COVID diagnoses, intubating without any reason to intubate, not being forbidden to use forbidden therapies like, uh, was it hydrochloroquine? Is that what that's is called? Hydrochloroquine, excuse me, hydrochloroquine. So anyway, let me read this again. Oh, goodness. His head was lower than his feet. Oh my gosh. That's too bad. May he be blessed. I hope he went to the gates with ease and grace, and now he rests before his next life. Um, so anyway, yeah, I feel so terrible for your brother. I hope that it was easy and painless for him. And my heart goes out to you. It's so hard to have a loved one go to the next world, and then, you know, and not be ready. Who's ever ready, right? Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad that those doctors, so his doctors were, I believe it. I mean, they're getting, I mean, in New York, they were getting $39,000 if a patient was intubated. That was the case. They got 13,000 if they were admitted for COVID, 39,000 if they were intubated. And if you intubate someone, it's a death sentence. Okay. If he died in his sleep, then that's probably a good thing, I would think, because that means that you're already on the astral plane, and the guides come, and then it's about as smooth as it can be. My aunt, I don't know if you guys know, if you follow my blogs in all in the Eco Sophia crew, that you guys know about the cats that my aunt, about 2 years ago, my aunt died, uh, and she died in her house. She had a cancer diagnosis that she told no one about. She had had it for, I think, about a year. And I, my aunt, who knew, what, but we always knew my aunt was a recluse, but we didn't know that how bad her house was. We didn't know that she had a bit of a hoarding situation, and that not with animals or anything, but just she had not fixed up the house since she moved there in 1973. And that was the year I was born. And so that means that the house had sat there like 45 years at the time without being, fixed. And it wasn't a new house to begin with. And she died in the house. She died in her bed. She had been heating the house with kerosene heaters. The heat had been all of the like the power hadn't been turned off, but the heat had been turned off, like the gas to the house had been turned off in July. So this was in January of um 2 years ago. So it was January of, oh gosh, I can't believe what year it is, 2018. Um I My aunt I knew had two cats. And I was the only person who really paid attention to that, because me and my aunt were like the crazy cat ladies are the crazy cat ladies. She was definitely the crazy cat lady like myself. And she had these 2 cats that she absolutely loved, just like I love my Kiki, to pieces. And, um, every holiday we would talk about it, and she would come down from where she lived up north. She lived almost on the Wisconsin border, but in Illinois. And when she died, the reason why we knew that she died was her best friend was going to take her to a doctor's appointment. Her best friend who lives up there, and the best friend was called her and she didn't answer. And so the best friend went over to the house, and the best friend had never seen the inside of the house. And so she went in, saw like the holes in the ceiling, saw like just completely freezing in there. Oh my gosh, I don't know how she had all these plants. The only way I don't know how she kept them alive, honestly, because it was crazy. Um and she she had died in her bed, and my aunt's poor best friend, she found her, and it was just devastating just to find her, that she had obviously just gotten stuck in bed and couldn't get out. And the her friend called my parents obviously that night and said, look, to my parent, to my mom, your sister has passed away. I found her body. Oh my gosh. And my mom and dad were like, just really thrown for a loop. And I think we all were. But the only thought that was going through my head at the time was those cats, those cats. Holy crap. What about the cats? What about the cats? Where are they? Did anyone find the cats? It was like a day passed. I think, yeah, it was like the next day or maybe 2 days after. I think we found out Monday night. And then on Wednesday, after a night of just very like no sleep, tormented sleep, I got up. I made the decision to get her friend, her best friend, and my friend, and we went all the way. And her friend was obviously living up there. I went with my friend. My friend drove because I hate driving, especially new places. And she drove us all the way up there, and we had some equipment. We had some carrying, like the cat cases or whatever, like the whatever those things are, the carrying things. We went up there and we threw furniture around. We I mean, we had to do extraordinary things with our bodies. And that my aunt's best friend and my friend are not young. And I'm not young. I'm 40. I was 45 at the time. We had to basically like literally throwing heavy furniture around. I mean, that is how crazy it got, because what it was, we had to like block off areas so that the cats wouldn't escape. And we finally, like, I was like the military commander. I was like, no, we have to I know that they're in we discerned that they were in my aunt's old bedroom. And so we had to basically cram a bunch of my aunt's old clothes into like every corner. My aunt had a lot of clothes, and we were just cramming stuff into, stuffing it into corners, like like burrowing, like we were about to burrow or something like that. And after all three of us, it took all three of us in this little bedroom of hers to get these two cats that were there. And as an epilogue to the story, I the two cats, I was like, "Oh my gosh, what do we do?" And, my friend and I were like, "Okay, we'll take them home. I was in shock. I mean, because the one of the cats got me on the hand, whatever. I was fine. I'm really healthy. I healed in like a week. But and we brought them to my parents' house because my Kiki, we didn't want to bring them to my home because they might fight with Kiki. My parents did uh my parents didn't have any animals. So we brought them to my parents' home. And my dad, I was like, okay, dad, can you please, mom and dad, can you please keep them until we can get them adopted out? I just have no other place. I was going to bring them I was thinking if my parents wouldn't do it, I was going to bring them to my studio and just leave them there alone, because they were terrified. They were hiding in the corner. It was just we also, and I forgot to mention that we just got them into the vet right before we brought them to my parents. We just happened to catch the vet in like the last like 20 minutes they were open. they took them, they gave them whatever shots they needed. They were both chipped, and uh their names are Robin and Dixie. Robin's the one who got me in the hand. They're the happiest, most spoiled cats you've ever seen. My dad and my mother consider them his cats and her cats. Robin is more of my dad's cat. Dixie is more of my mom's cat. They love their home. My parents love them so much. And what's really nice is to be able to bond about how much I spoil my cat with my parents and how much they spoil their cats. So it all ended well. That was a long story. Ah, crazy dog guy. You love driving. Oh my gosh. What? It's like I never taken to it. So I wanted to tell you the epilogue of that story almost 2 years ago. And that was only made possible, I think, really because of my sensitivity, because I felt my aunt trying to get my attention after she had died. I felt her spirit. I talked to her spirit, and she was telling me, "Those cats, get my cats, please." I was the only one. She was like, "You're the only one who will do it. You're the only one who cares." And I did. And I remember the feeling of release when she went to the gates. It was so great. I mean, I still remember it brings tears to my eyes remembering when I said goodbye for the last time, which was not on this plane, but it was on the astral plane. It was, I can do that during, even when I'm awake. I don't have to fall asleep, which is neat because I can talk to beings that there's beings here right now. And I know it sounds flaky, but they're sitting here right now. You can't see them, but they're all around. Is my aunt still here? No, no, she's in whatever part of the hidden planes before she, reincarnates as probably as a human being again. So she's been gone. But I remember for like I would say a good week after she had died, she was so happy, and I saw her leave her house for the last time, and I could see her going up or wherever they go. Wow. With your brother's husky? Oh gosh, I hope he's okay. I love huskies. I love them so much. Oh, I love dogs. They're just like super high maintenance. Um, so anyway, guys, I my apologies for not doing this via text. I just figure it's weird. I can just talk into the microphone. Anyway, I'll have to talk about my experiences with spirits and stuff more on the blog. I've been kind of complaining more about politics, but I think people are more needing to hear stuff about incorporeal entities. Your mom took his husky. Oh, that's good. I hope you didn't find the husky. I hope you didn't find the dog in like a hoarding situation. I hope he was okay. Um, yes. Oh my gosh, these cats are so spoiled. It's like my cat is I call her the cat you wear. I don't have any kids. My choice. I mean, people are like, "Oh gosh, you don't have kids. Are you sensitive about it?" Oh my gosh, heavens no. I'm it just was not in this lifetime. I actually had two children in my last lifetime. And they died in World War One, and it was devastating for me in the last lifetime. And that's part of the reason why I don't have children this lifetime. I'm sitting this one out. I think I'll have kids like in the next lifetime, probably. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. My blog is what is it? Who am I again? Kimberly Steele. Dream with. Who am I and why am I here? Okay. Yes, I would love to have you on my blog. It's so much fun to see your comments every week, you guys. Oh, and I do the free OM readings. Take advantage of that. Those are really fun for me. I love doing those for you guys. Take advantage, please. I love doing this for you guys. All right, I gotta eat lunch. I'm gonna have some leftovers from yesterday, which were amazing. And luckily for me, I'm not working super early today. It's like one of these blissful days that I hope doesn't last because it means that the studio is not very busy. So I certainly don't mind going to work to go and keep the studio alive. I love my job. I do. Like the worst part of my job is the like 35-minute commute. I mean, and that's meaning like it's not even bad. It's not even bad. I love my job so much. I love every minute, and some every now and then it's challenging. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like the challenges at this point with students, I'm so seasoned with what I do that the challenges are more just kind of like, meaning when a student gets frustrated, I see it coming from like 30 miles away. I'm just like, I already know what you're gonna say, and I already know what I'm gonna tell you. Oh yeah. That's my blog. No, kimberlysteele.dreamwith.org. Did it show? Did it show? So Kimberly Steele, my name, KIMBERLYSTEELE dreamwith DREAMWIDTH.org. So if it's not showing up in the thing, that's what it is. Okay. Oh, it didn't. Oh man. Why don't they probably don't let me link to it. So it's my name, Kimberly Steele, dot dreamwidth, DREAMWIDTH.org. Okay. Thanks so much, guys, for listening. Thank you very, very much. And thanks for listening to my giant story. uh, and I hope to see you again for more Orphic Hymns. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.